I think I might need the lamp bringing over. It's a bit dark. Yeah, I'll do it. Oh God. That's better. Ooh. So I don't drink alcohol very often at all. So what I tend to do every New Year period, I buy a bottle of ginger. This ginger, and it's really strong. So I pretend it's like whiskey, and I pour a small bit in a glass, and I'm like, like it's alcohol or something. It's really funny, but I really enjoy it. It's really strong. It's nice. It kind of burns your throat. So I have that this evening. So, right, so am I on Skype? I think it's just yeah, okay. So hello, welcome to the Thursday evening stream. I do these streams every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. and every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. And you watch through YouTube, and if you're watching live and want to ask a question, you have to friend me on Skype, and then you can write a question or call me, or write and say call me Rebecca, and I'll call you on Skype. That's about it. Yes. So I'll just let the introduction come out, and then you can ask questions. So if anyone joining who's new to watching me on YouTube, I'll just say a bit about what this channel talks about. what these streams are about. And if you're new to watching me as well, just so you know, I have a stutter. So I stutter. And also, what else is wrong with me? I also struggle with a lot of talking. I struggle with understanding what people mean. I'm sure there's more things to list on that, but they're the primary ones. They're the primary ones. So this is about the human. This is about this organism, Rebecca, this body, this human. The qualities of this human, it is like that. But, and so you'll see that flavour of that human through these broadcasts, these streams, the quality of Rebecca. But these streams aren't particularly about Rebecca or this human. What this channel, what these talks are about is nothing stroke everything. Nothing, everything. Not a thing, all things. That which doesn't exist, yet all existence. That is what these are about, these streams are about. They're an expression of love, an expression of freedom. Not for a purpose. So you may feel like thoughts might be saying you're here to get something, understand something, learn something, take something home that you can use. But that isn't what is being spoken about here. So language is used here. Words are spoken and used here. Concepts are used. Language, ideas are used. Because as humans, that's how we communicate. We use these abstract things to communicate ideas and meaning. So that is being used, but what is being spoken about isn't contained in those words, in those ideas, in this language. So it may be dissatisfactory that the words and the meaning isn't leading to something, isn't leading to an arriving point, isn't leading to a nice, neat conclusion that you can pack up and carry around and use. These talks aren't about giving anyone anything. Not in a mean, spiteful way. But in a way of love, in a way of freedom. Because no thing you have will ever do it for you. No thing you acquire or learn or can quantify will ever do it for you. So this is pointing to that which is beyond things, beyond the moving temporary, is that word? Temporary things. It's beyond form, beyond the moving and changefulness of form. And that's what this is. This is beyond form, appearing as form. This is no thing appearing as everything. So this story that appears of someone moving through time to get somewhere, to arrive at some final position, this is a story playing. This belongs in time. This isn't a neglection or a rejection of time or of that story of a human or a character. It's just that's not true. That isn't a real experiencer. The story of Rebecca coming home today and eating pizza with the kids and the boiler broke and fixing the boiler. All these things is a story that seems to happen. I can talk about it in time as a story. This happened. I did this. I went there. We got home. We did this. We ate this. We drank this. This is a story that happens, part of being human. The difference is that is no longer a reality. That's an appearance that can't be grabbed hold of and kept. It isn't a static person. It's like a fragrance. I'm not sure why I'm saying that, but it's a fragrance from a flower. It's not the experiencer. It isn't the flower. It's a fragrance of the flower. What happened in the human is this energy gets identified with the form, with the human, with the character. This is me. It becomes a somebody that has a life, is moving through time. And it's trying to make that story finish on a high, like in the movies. It's trying to get to the end where the credits go up and it's all blissful and you found your love and it's all perfect, and you're trying to find that in the human realm, and it's disappointing and frustrating. It will never ever get to that credits going up where you've made it. That will never happen in form. Even if you get the best partner, you get there's a friend, you get the money, you're successful, you're enlightened, the human, it will never be enough. It will never be enough. It will never be the end. There'll be a loss of that body. There'll be a loss of the lover, the loss of the money. This is the drama of life, the movement of life. It can't stop. This is the flow of the universe. You won't find the end of the universe. Your freedom doesn't live in the end of the universe. It's right here. It's right here, available right here. But it's an addiction to that story, to that momentum of you in time, getting there, working it out, understanding, and you're going to get there and get the flag. It's never going to happen. Well, it isn't a bad or a negative or depressing thing. It only feels that way if you identify with that as being the only way. That's the way I'm going to find it. When there's a freedom right here. What you long for is here. It's right here. It's what this is. It's just not a thing. It's just not a thing. It's not a form. So you can't find it. You can't have it. It doesn't live in the realm of temporary things. What's allowing all of this to appear? What is all of this that's appearing? What's listening or hearing? What are the sounds that are appearing? What is breathing? What is thinking? What is this? What is this? Time for some whiskey. You've been told that you are someone, that you are a limited thing in the body. It's began to feel like that. That you exist as a small entity, a being of some kind. And you're looking out through the eyes. You're hearing. You're choosing. But that's not who you are. That is not what this is. Just so you know, my eyes are closed because I find it really enjoyable to close my eyes. It's not a spiritual thing, or it's just, I find it really enjoyable. So this isn't about acquiring something. When you begin this spiritual part of your story, you can feel like you're gonna arrive at some place of acquiring something. You'll be enlightened, you'll get there. You'll have this thing you can hold over others, you can be superior to others, you have something special. But this isn't that. And that will get worked through. It's not a problem. It's just what seems to happen. It wants to put it in its bag and now have this big thing. So this isn't an acquiring of something. It's a revealing of something. It's a revealing of something. So feel free to ask any questions you might have. I'm online on Skype. Rebecca Maroon is my Skype name. So feel free to... I really appreciate being able to sit here with you. Obviously, I can't see you, but I really appreciate it, because I think usually in normal situations where there are people, other people, this isn't really acceptable. Just to sit together, there has to be this constant engagement of the brain, constantly having to think of things to talk about and back and forth, and it's really beautiful to be with other humans and not have that. But you are free to call in if you want to call in as well. I feel to talk to somebody if there's a caller who wants to call. Oh, hi Brian. Brian is typing. And Kasaba is typing. Hi Kasaba. Who will be first? I think Brian. I think he started first. Let's see. Oh, it's Brian. Hi Brian. What do you mean when you say there is... What do you mean when you say there is a need to be opened up, exposed, revealed? Is that what I've said? Opened up, exposed, revealed. I'm not sure there needs to be that, but that's what tends to happen. There tends to be an opening up, an exposure of the human, a revealing of all the dark, dirty secrets. Not really. Just it's yeah. It's just what happens It seems like the separate person is like a top layer, and it's like it's hiding all the deeper stuff. It's hiding not who you really are, but well, it is, but it's hiding like the human. It's hiding um all the pain. It's hiding that pain. It's hiding all the stuff that's painful. Like we've been taught to hide who we are, what we want. We're taught to hide all this stuff to be more appropriate, to fit in more, to be more acceptable in this society, to please other people, to please the teacher, to please your parents. And so with this sense of self grown into this kind of a fake persona, fake persona. So it just seems what happens seems to be, as this fake person's is questioned and questioned and questioned, it's like an honesty happens. Just an honesty, with that fake stuff stripped away. Because that fake stuff was all about trying to please others, to get love from others, get acceptance and approval from others. And so as this, who you truly are, begins to be revealed, this love, this freedom of who you are, then the less that the seekings energize, because what you're looking for isn't found in the seeking in time. So as that fake persona, or that fake veil of who you are, begins to crumble, dissolve, whatever you want to call it, there is that exposure, that revealing of that pain, that abandonment, that anger, that hurt, that longing for love, for home. You aren't necessarily behaving the way you're supposed to anymore. You're kind of being more authentic to the body. What you long for won't be given to you by someone else, so there's no need to please, go around people pleasing anymore, or being fake anymore for that love. It doesn't mean being rude to people, it just means you're more authentic to how you feel. And so as that awakening's happening, that the dividing line between you and others gets blurred. So before, you'd be hiding parts of who you are from others, but then as that line between you and others gets blurred, there isn't that hiding parts of yourself anymore. It's all out there, all on show to the world. You can't hide it so easily. And that effort to hide it becomes less and less anyway, because it's so beautiful to be who you are, what you are, authentically. So it will happen naturally when the false self falls away. Yeah, it happens. It just happens. It's happening. Because there's no one left to not be what you are. The humans freed, free to be what it is, whatever it is, in that moment. It's just free to be what it is. Doesn't mean it's perfect, but it's just free to be what it is. And it's so beautiful, the uniqueness of every human. The expression of every human. It can't be wrong or an error when it's seen this is happening out of nothing. This is happening in freedom. That this human is part of this creation. How can that be wrong? However it's appearing. So beautiful. Just being what you are. So beautiful. And we all long for that. It's so bizarre. We all long for that. Just to be who we are. And the end of the pretending. Just to be what you are. Trying to get a pat on the back from this group or that group. Trying to get the sweets off people. Thank you, Brian. That was lovely. That was really nice. Kasaba. Nothing to get, nothing to achieve, nothing is happening when there is no person. Why is that a joy? Why is it beautiful? As you frequently mention it. You often say there is nothing on offer here, but one of the main reasons I watch your appearance here, your talks, your book, isn't because there is a joy there. An obvious evidence that life can be perceived way much differently than it is here for me. She lots of words throw me. I'm like, oh, which bit to answer? I'm like, too much words. But I can feel. I think I can feel it. What you're asking, I just can't. Yeah. So you're saying you're looking for this joy, that you see in me, this joy, this beautifulness. The reason why I say there's nothing on offer here is because this isn't about me giving you joy or happiness or beautifulness. It's what you are. I can't give you that because that's what you already are. That's what this is. So you imagine you are without that, and you see that Rebecca has that, and you then want that as a thing to have from Rebecca, from somebody. But it's not true. This sense of you don't have that isn't true. This you that doesn't have that has to be looked at and seen that it's an appearance appearing. It's a story, an image of yourself that doesn't have or has this or that. And that isn't the experiencer of this. That's an experience appearing, a story appearing, a thought, an image appearing. This is free. This is free. And all that appears is free. It doesn't belong to anyone. It doesn't belong to anything. So this joy you feel, and you project it onto this body, that resonance you feel, that love you feel, is this. The mind projects it out there. It's her, it's him, it's that object, it's the car, it's this house. I want that, then I'll feel that joy, then I'll feel that love, then I'll feel that resting place. But it's not true. The mind's projecting it outside, seemingly outside, onto a thing, an object. For the seeker. There's something here so free, but it doesn't look like anything. It has no quality. All qualities and things appear and will disappear. All thoughts of she has, he has, appear here and disappear here. They aren't true. Images of you getting there, not getting there, having that, losing that changes constantly. This image you have of yourself. It can't be a permanent truth. So yes, this isn't offering something to you. It's even better than that. It's even better than offering you anything. Yeah, so feel free to respond, Kasaba, if you feel to add more or clarify. I mean, it's such great news that what's being spoken of is not something on offer. Not as a withholding from you, but as a you already are it. This already is it. If this already is it, if this is it, and isn't something that someone has to offer or withhold from you, then it means it's available. It means it's free. So regardless of circumstances you're in as a human, if you're rich, poor, if you're educated, not educated, if you're whatever, beautiful, not beautiful, if you're anything, regardless of that, the human condition is available. This is it. What you long for is this. It's here, available. It's just not a thing. It's just not a thing. One particular thing. That's also good news, because if it's a one particular thing, you could lose it. You could have it, lose it. Maybe you couldn't afford to buy this one thing. It's not a thing. That's such good news. Come on! People! Your birthright is this. This freedom, this joy, this love. It's your birthright. I understand that you can't give it to me. This is not something, but this, whatever it is not perceived here the way you describe it. You can't perceive it because it isn't a thing. How can you perceive a not thing? You can't. It isn't a thing to perceive or not perceive. And if it isn't perceived, it's still this. It's still it. This is still it. What is happening? What is happening? It's always what is happening. But you want to hold it as a permanent object. You can't. The mind can't hold this as something. That's the person's problem. It wants to hold on to something. It wants to hold on to the partner. Hold on to the concept. Hold on to the thoughts. That's the only problem. Why can't things just flow freely? The partner is there, they're not there. Thoughts are there, they're not there. Feelings are there, they're not there. Sounds are there, they're not there. What are you afraid of? What are you holding on for? Oh, God. I can actually remember it being a bit scary. I can remember it being a bit scary. Like a feeling of what will happen to me if I'm not here. If I don't control things. If I'm not in charge of life. Or I will get hurt. I'll be killed, essentially. But we long for that as well. There's fear of that, but we long for it. For life just to take care of itself. But we're afraid. We long for it. For that release. That release. To be a child again. And to be looked after. Oh, are you still writing? Oh, you stopped writing now. I thought you were still writing something. So thank you so much for like crying there. Thank you so much for joining and asking questions and just to sit with me and to share this message. It's just beautiful, and I just yeah. So I'm back on Sunday at 10:30 a.m. UK time. So feel free to join me then, and I'll see you then. Bye. Bye. Bye.